What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XLM as well as XRP, also Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and if we have time, the S&P 500. I had to come on and make an emergency video because I saw crazy movements within the current market right now. Just looking through the market right now, we're seeing most of these cryptocurrencies down almost 20% to the day, which is insane, and more than 20% in these past 7 days. And there's a good chance we may actually experience even lower drops to come. So that's why I wanted to jump on and make a video. I mentioned earlier in today's video, the earlier one, not this one, but the one prior to that this morning, basically the opportunity to short this market when it does decide to correct. And it seems like we may be experiencing that right now. We spent quite a bit of time comparing 2020's massive correction to the downside and how that could be happening, and we could start to see this right now and how to prepare for this. So otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's episode. All right, guys, as you can see on the top 10 cryptocurrencies, everything is in red. Bitcoin's down 13%, Ethereum 17%, Polkadot 13%. We have Cardano down 19%, Litecoin down 14%. The entire market is crashing at a incredible and insane rate. And I think it's finally time to say that there is still now huge opportunity to get in this, correct in the market, and capitalize off these short opportunities that are presenting itself. So back in 2020, when we were doing technical analysis on the correction that was happening within Bitcoin, we were not prepared for the opportunities to short as we have now. So what's crazy moving forward, 3 years from now, we do have exchanges that allow us to short the market and capitalize off runs to the downside. I also have to talk about the fact that there's a lot of fear of missing out and FUD happening within this market right now, which is going to potentially swing this market much lower than we had anticipated. Now, if we go back on Bitcoin and we just extend our reach back into earlier of 2020, you can see right here, back when we originally topped off at $20,000, when this lets me do so. Where is it? It should be right here. Where is it? 20,000 is right there. I believe it's over here. This is the $20,000 that we retested back then. We pretty much got very close. And for the most part, it looked for the most part like we were going to head up a little bit higher. It very well could have headed up higher. The problem consisted where once we saw the first dip, it was just down and down and down. We noticed very interesting movements. We saw 4-hour pricing, which was, marking the market as undersold and undervalued, which would have been a good opportunity to buy. But notice the second you would have bought in, it would have just continued to pummel lower. So now we have to consider the fact that this might be the top for the coin, and we might experience some more drops in price before we see any sort of consolidation back to the upside. We have to consider a few things here. We've been tracking for, honestly, weeks now, this massive ascending fractal that's been forming on the coin. And the fact was, we were extremely overextended, and we saw this correction to the downside. You can clearly see what exactly is happening. So we had this beautiful uptrend that started all the way back in October of 2020, and you can see we originally broke through this and we just exploded all the way up to all-time highs. Well, it seems like now we are completely correcting back down almost 1/3 the way from 41,000 all the way to 29,000. We have to consider the opportunities to buying back into this. When is the time, and is it appropriate to do so? So after we saw this massive short opportunity, which happened earlier today, as you guys can see right here, this was back literally earlier in the morning. We discussed that there was a huge bullish opportunity here, or a huge support opportunity here. You had the uptrend that was beautiful. We had the 4-hour moving averages. We discussed that if at any point we broke through these resistances, correction to the downside would happen. Where would we fall to? It would be exactly $29,000 back at this uptrend. That's exactly what happened. Now that we're currently here, the same thing applies. Are we going to hit this consolidate to 30,000 and then pump up even higher? Or are we going to hit this consolidate, break down below here, and then see a huge short opportunity, which could swing us all the way back down to $20,000, which would half the market. So there's huge indicators all around the board. But to jump right into these other cryptocurrencies, you can see the big thing was with XLM. We've been tracking XLM, seeing huge opportunity for what could have been a huge bull run to the upside. We also consider the fact that this would have been the point at the apex of potential correction to the downside. That's exactly what happened. So we broke bearish, we broke through key supports, and what did we decide to do? We went right over to BitYard, which is clear as day, extremely easy to do. We went on XLM, we created our short opportunities. We knew the second we broke through resistance at or support at 30 cents, we'd buy in for a short. So the second we broke 30 cents right here, we bought in for the short, and the market has basically just been making us profits. Easily made me over $2,000 just in the past 2 days. It's extremely simple, extremely easy. So definitely make sure to check this out, as I did link BitYard in the description down below. And this is the short market, guys. If you don't know how to do this, I highly recommend checking out BitYard. They also offer a demo account, so you don't actually have to put your own money into the account. You can use demo money, you play money, and test your skills. And then when you feel comfortable and ready, then you can move on to actually using cryptocurrency. But looking at XLM right now, looking at Stellar, yes, we're oversold, but we broke through a vital support of 4-hour moving average. You can see, honestly, where does the coin have to go from right now? It's pretty much all the way back down to 13 cents. And you can see by the mouth of this breakout here that this price had, or this XLM token had, which was a conservative scale of 150%. It is literally has the opportunity to head that low, all the way down to this bottom support that I drew in yellow. So there's huge short opportunities all around the market right now. Hopefully you guys took advantage of that when we broke through this 4-hour support level, you guys bought in for a short. Very easy to do, like I said, on BitYard, and now are capitalizing and making huge profits off the short to the downside. Very easy, very simple. We discussed this in depth this morning as well as yesterday. And you can see on the other cryptocurrencies like XRP, we said the second we see confirmation of a break above or below 27 cents, buy in for a short, because that's exactly what's going to happen. So what did we do? Shorted it all the way back down. Where are we headed to? 23 cents. This was called earlier in this morning's episode as well. So there are huge opportunities here, and I hope that you guys are taking advantage of this. Now, for those wondering, where are we going to go in the future? What's next? We have to consider a few things. So Bitcoin actually did, I think this was literally this second, just pump all the way from 30,000 back down to 29, and is literally retesting this support that we did just draw just a couple of weeks ago. You can see the uptrend, or we actually had this on for almost a few months, October, November, December, January. 4 months we've had this, and we've had this drawn for quite some time now. We broke out of what would have been a beautiful symmetrical triangle, broke bearish. Very interesting. I posted something today asking you guys what you thought on my community in regards to the Elliott wave that was forming on Bitcoin. Just wanted to hear your sense because I saw it from somewhere else and I had to reshare it. And then what's interesting now is the fact that we broke this, we are hitting key critical support here. So I don't want to, spread any FUD, and I don't want to alarm anyone, but this is looking a lot like what happened back in 2020. FOMO shot us all the way up to 40,000. The market is now correcting itself and evening out. Yeah, on the 4-hour, sure, we're oversold. We may see the slightest correction. We may see the slightest pull back up to maybe $31,000, $32,000, but there's a very good chance, looking at this, that this wants to pull much lower. This was called, this was expected, this is what we're waiting for. So by the way these charts are looking, now that we finally got back down to retesting our bottom support, which is this beautiful uptrend right here, there's a good chance we're going to fall easily back inside this beautiful ascending fractal, and we're going to trend inside of here for quite some time. But I do think that there are possibilities of huge shorts to come and huge corrections moving in for the rest of the market. So definitely make sure to prepare yourself, because this is it, guys. This is, if you guys missed out on the run to the upside, this is now what we expected. What's also going to be interesting to see is how long did we, last in this uptrend to the upside. Back to the daily charts, you can see right here on the 4-hour, this is what I was looking for. You can see how long it actually lasted. All right, great. So now you can see with this price range right here and the date range, you can see for the most part, this didn't last too long. I mean, honestly, this lasted 34 days. We had a month where we were really just trading in between about, I would say, $15,000 to $20,000 of just consolidation. We were trending inside of what could have been potentially swings to the upside. A lot of people were in the stage of, oh my God, markets are going to go up and they're going to continue to go up. So, and you can see that's pretty much the longest we had up there before we saw massive corrections to the downside. Now moving forward in 2020, the same thing is happening. We've had quite a few days of this consolidation. This was pretty much about 15 days. So yes, it's slightly shorter than what we've seen. 15 days compared to 20 days is slightly shorter, but we have to consider the fact that maybe we see a little more consolidation, maybe we see a little more sideways trading, but this was it. I mean, if we go to this first dip that we had here back in 2017, you can see this lasted about the same. This was 15 days, almost to a dime, this first little, climax here, and then it just started to trend lower. And that's pretty much exactly what's happening right now for reference. So it's very interesting the way this pattern is forming, and there's a good chance it's going to continue to drop, and we have to take advantage of that. So I just want to show you guys for reference here, if we grab the way this coin looks back in 2017, and we go right over here to the ghost fee or the bars pattern, and we take about this length, just like that, we can now copy this and transfer this pattern that happened back in 2020 or 2017. I don't know why I keep saying that. And now plaster this over what's currently happening now, and we can see the comparison. We can see the way this is trending. It's looking very similar to what's happening right now. Extremely identical, if you ask me. And I just want to compare you and show you what exactly is happening. So now you can see for reference what we're looking at. So notice we had very similar hiccups in price where we had consolidation patterns were very similar. We had our big movement up, consolidated, big movement up again, just like we had in 2017. And then we corrected back down. So now that we've fallen, now that we've seen this small correction, we may see a little bit of consolidation, but this may be the start to what happened back then of just straight consolidation and correction back down to the moving average. Otherwise, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully you guys understand kind of what I'm referencing, the fact that this may be it. We may start to see the the shorting opportunities present itself. No, this is not a loss. No, this is not, oh, this sucks. This is a good opportunity now that we have the skills to sell short in the market and capitalize off these runs. Otherwise, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. If you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.